I'm Carolina. I'm from Brazil. I moved to the UK to live at St Barnabas Road with Adriana, which is one of the amazing host parents from St Andrews, in 2016. And I was in St Andrews until 2018, which is when I started university. So I'm currently living in London. I'm studying physics with theoretical physics at Imperial College. And well, now we already finished uni, so I'm doing an internship at CERN, which is really cool. I'm actually based in London right now because of COVID and everything, but it's still really interesting. Well, I had a really great experience at St Andrews. I met some amazing teachers, which helped me so much with all the application procedure. I was part of the debate club, Young Enterprise. So it was really a rounded experience. It wasn't just school itself. Yeah, well, in my first year, I decided to do many different subjects because I went to the UK not really knowing exactly what I wanted to go into. I just knew I really enjoyed sciences. So in my first year, I started doing maths. Sorry?
Talon Sorrow. I'm in a meeting.
I'm a bit confused.
Sorry, Carolina. I think one person was not muted, so I've just muted this. Sorry about that.
Sorry, I was just a bit confused. I didn't know if it was in this meeting or if I had something else going on. That's fine then. Okay, in my first year, I studied maths, physics, chemistry, and biology. But one term into it, my maths teacher suggested that I took up further maths as well. So during my first year, there was everything going on. I was doing 5 different subjects, was sort of like trying to understand what I liked the most. But then with the help of all the teachers, of my personal tutor, of the headmaster as well, who's really great, I ended up deciding that I wanted to do physics. And in my second year of A-level, I went on to do just maths, physics, and further maths, such that I could focus properly. But yeah, overall it was a great experience. Obviously it worked out. I ended up getting accepted at Imperial College, which is a really great university. And yeah, I really miss my times at St Andrews in Cambridge. It was really great. Obviously London is amazing, but Cambridge is indeed the English experience that you'd be looking for when you move to the UK. I still keep in touch with all my friends who were really from like all over the world. I actually live with one of the girls that I lived with in halls in St Andrews. So one of the girls who lives with me, her name is Kaisha. She also did a university foundation, and she has just graduated actually from King's College Psychology. So yeah, she's from Malaysia as well. So it is really the full experience. You get to know people from all over the world, study courses which go really deep into the subjects that you enjoy, and also have some additional experience in like all other sort of areas that you might want to. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have any questions or anything in particular you'd want to know about, then I'm happy to talk about it.
Carolina, can I just ask you something? Because what was the differences? You know, when you came from Brazil, what did you notice were the real differences between kind of going to an English education, and what do you feel you really kind of took out for it what you learned?
Right. So the biggest thing, I guess, was the choice of subjects. So I'm not sure how it works in the whole of South America, but I went to a regular school in Brazil. It wasn't an international school or anything. So there, I think I had about 11 subjects that I had to do in high school. And one of the reasons why I really wanted to go to the UK is because I would be able to choose the subjects that I was taking. So you're able to focus on specific subjects that you enjoy more. So I always enjoy sciences and maths more. So I had the opportunity to actually concentrate on that. And the depth is well, it's really different. You go into a lot more depth into all the subjects. So in terms of content, that was the biggest difference, which is something that for me worked out really well, because I sort of knew already that was the area that I wanted to go into. And in terms of how the classes actually work, I guess the biggest difference was the personalized attention, because back home, my school classes used to be of about 35, 40 people. And obviously that doesn't really allow you to get a very focused attention. And at St Andrews, I think in maths and further maths, I had about 8 people in first year, and when I went on to second year, it was only 4 of us actually, because as I said, I changed courses in my first year, and a lot of other people did as well, because it does take a couple of months for you to like adapt, especially if you come from a different country. But yeah, I guess the thing that shows the most that is, well, my teacher knew me so much that he could realize that probably I should be taking further maths instead of just maths, and perhaps consider changing the courses that I was taking. So it wasn't even my idea. It was something that the teachers were so present or so involved in the process that you really do get like a very personalized attention, I guess. So I think those are like the 2 biggest differences in terms of like school.
Thank you, Carolina. This is Vicky. So I'm very interested in knowing just a little bit stories about how you stayed and your hall residence, because you mentioned you were staying at St. Barnabas. That was a really beautiful hall residence.
Yeah.
So can you share with us a little bit about your hall residence stories?
Yeah, well, actually, when I first moved, I had a different whole parent. It was Elaine, which was also absolutely amazing. Still keep in touch with her as well, which I knew from summer school, because I believe, I'm not sure if it still works the same way, but I had gone to summer school at St Andrews as well, so I got to know her there. I really loved her. I knew I wanted to go to that specific hall because I really enjoyed the way like that she led the hall of residence. And then in second year it became Adriana, and Adriana, I think it's still there, I'm pretty sure. She's absolutely amazing. She has a son who's called Asha, which is the cutest little boy ever, who was really close friends with us, so it really felt like a family as well. She's probably one of the best cooks I've ever encountered in my life. So we had like dinner every day together after school and after activities, and that was actually a really, really great part of the day, because I knew I'd always be able to go back to halls and have a nice time with my friends, and enjoy some good food, which obviously when you're away from home, it was my first time properly away from home, is really good to have things that make you feel like you're in a place that is home. It's just not like a hall of residence where you have your room, your bathroom, and that's it. So I think that was a really great part of the experience. It made the whole difference. The way she actually like treated us. Well, we had our independence and everything. I'm not saying that it was the same as being at home, if that's what you're thinking about. It is different. You get like your independence and everything, but at the end of the day, you still get to like go home and actually feel home, which was really great. And my neighbor, so the girl in the room next to me, is the one that I said lives with me today. So obviously that was great as well. Yeah, I made like great friends along the way. Even a friend of mine, who's a guy who was also a really close friend of mine, who was from Ukraine, he went back to Ukraine. He ended up deciding he wanted to go to university there, and we still keep in touch as well. I video called him like a couple of days ago. So being in a house with your friends and still feeling like home, I guess, is a really special experience that not everyone gets to leave. Yeah, it was really great.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Okay.
Obviously, you've done really well with your A-level results, and you progressed to Imperial College to study theoretical physics. So would it be okay if you could share with us about the support you received from the school, your teachers, in terms of how you apply for your university?
Yeah, of course. I guess there are many different ways in which you get support from the more obvious ones, which is getting help writing a personal statement, get help from your personal tutor, picking the universities that you want to apply to, which is also a really important part, especially being an international student. You're not necessarily aware of all the universities that exist in the UK. So at least I can say from my perspective, when I moved, I had heard about Cambridge, Oxford, perhaps a couple other ones in London. And then when you get there and you talk to your personal tutor, you actually find out all the other options that you have, which are also really great. And that was one thing, like the meetings with the personal tutor who prepared you to like make a choice and get used to the idea of applying to university. But I guess one of the biggest things for me was having classes, so being taught by people who are really well accomplished themselves. That was, I think, the most interesting part for me. So my maths teacher, who I believe is still working there, which is Dr. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Yeah, he was like one of the people who helped me the most throughout the whole process. He is a physicist himself. He's a theoretical physicist himself. And it was great to be taught by someone who had that much background in other areas as well. He had done research before. He works at Cambridge University too. So he really managed to like give me a really good idea of what it actually was to choose the career path that I wanted to choose. And I say that for maths, but I had the same experience with biology, for example. I don't think Dr. Appling still teaches there.
Yeah, Dr. Appling is still with us. He is actually the author of A-level biology textbooks. So the whole world is studying biology.
I was gonna say, yeah. Dr. Appling, when I was doing biology in first year, he was my personal tutor, and that was amazing as well, because he has like years of experience, and he had like his own textbook, and he had done a lot of research before, and it was great to like have this conversations with the people who teach you. These conversations with your teachers at A-level at St. Andrews, because it's so much more than just your teacher. They can actually give you so much more information and a much better idea of what it is to follow whatever career path you're looking at. So yes, of course, you have the like standard means of support, different programs that help you to develop specific skills that certain universities might be looking at. But I guess for me, the most important part was being able to actually meet people and talk to people and have people help me who had like experience in the exact things I was looking at. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Carolina, for sharing your experience. And once a St. Andrews member, always a St. Andrews member, we always welcome you to come back to Cambridge to visit us. All the teachers and host manager will deeply care about your future developments in your life. And we are always here for you. We just want you to know that you are always a member of us. Yeah.
So
thank you very much for your sharing.